Hey, what's up everybody? It's the People's Crypto. I'm back again with another video. We have some interesting new developments in the cryptocurrency space, but before we dive in, please keep in mind that this video is for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research and please seek out a financial advisor with a background in cryptocurrencies or digital assets. Our first story is titled Huge 972 million Bitcoin Transaction as the fourth richest wallet emptied. I really don't like how that title was written, but anyway, it says one of the most famous Bitcoin wallets among hackers and treasure hunters in the cryptoverse is now empty. Someone moved over 69.369 BTC from a legacy wallet to a new native SegWit format address, a more modern format aimed at optimizing transactions by lowering their transaction fees. Everything about the wallet is a mystery. Nobody knows who owns it, who moved the funds, or why, but the wallet was as mysterious as it was popular. It was the fourth richest Bitcoin wallet ever, and it remained intact thanks to the magic of the cryptography that powers the Bitcoin blockchain. And here's a snapshot of the wallet. Its balance, the number of coins, it being moved, and yes. Interesting. I don't necessarily blame the person for moving it, since hackers were trying to get access to the wallet. I would have probably done the same exact thing as well. Let's take a look at our next story. It says Bitcoin breaks 14K as U.S. election results incoming, new 2020 high, or bearish double top price analysis. It says after breaking June 2019's 15-month high just 4 days ago, Bitcoin is getting closer to the hot zone, once again seeking a new high since January 2018. As of writing these lines, the first U.S. election results are coming in shortly, and so far Bitcoin is repeating its behavior from 4 years ago, surging 3% over the past 24 hours. Currently, Bitcoin is trading around the $14,000 mark after increasing over $400 in the past 2 hours alone. All right, so I believe the last election, the price of Bitcoin was roughly around $700. As crazy as that sounds. So yes, in 2016, Bitcoin was around $700. And then before that, the 2012 election, Bitcoin was around, if I'm not mistaken, between $12 and $13. So take a big guess where Bitcoin is probably going to be in 2024. Keep in mind that the next Bitcoin halving is in 2024. So we can only imagine that Bitcoin will probably be trading anywhere from $100,000 to maybe $1 million. I know that sounds completely insane, but this tends to happen with this particular asset. So just keep that in mind that we're going to be moving up and we will reach new all-time highs very shortly. So if you're accumulating Bitcoin, keep accumulating. The best strategy is to dollar cost average. I do not recommend anyone to trade unless you are learning how to trade and you're following people who are experts in trading. Then you can go down that route. But the bottom line is just accumulate. Obviously, this is not investment advice. It's just my investment opinion. Let's take a look at the next story. It says Bitcoin sets new 2020 record, surpassing 14,100, highest price since January 2018. This touches up on more of what we just last read. But yes, we just reached a new all-time high. Actually, as of today, Bitcoin touched about $14,222, if I'm not mistaken. So we actually reached another high just recently, but we're going to be trading sideways between 13,900 and possibly 14,300. And then we'll go up to 15 and 16. And then who knows, we might even go just break past 20,000. So also keep that in mind. But yeah, this story is a little bit more of a continuation of the last one. Let's take a look at our next story. It says Bitcoin volatility expected to rise after U.S. presidential election. It says while the United States prepares for the results of the 2020 presidential election, a number of data points and traders expect some significant cryptocurrency price fluctuations this week. Statistics from skew.com show Bitcoin's 30-day implied volatility has increased to 59%, while 3 to 6 month stats jumped over 62%. It says the digital currency economy is hovering at around 388 billion, which is a giant jump from where it was during the last U.S. presidential election in 2016. For instance, during the 2016 presidential race, the price of Bitcoin was around $709, and I just said that it was around like 700. Since the crypto asset Bitcoin has seen a 1,802% return on investment. Another example is Ethereum, which was trading for $10.83 per unit in 2016. Now swaps for $382 in 2020. That is insane. Unfortunately, I missed that, and I also missed Bitcoin. I knew about it, but I didn't get into it a little bit later on in like 2016. But by that time, the price was ridiculous, and I was just dollar cost averaging, but I wasn't really going too crazy. I wish I would have bought more because the prices we're at now is extremely insane. Funny thing is, I knew about Bitcoin even before that, but I was just really skeptical on it. I was like, why would the government even allow this? And it's funny because my friend, he will laugh now, now that I, bring that up, but it is what it is. But yes, this is insane. The next halving is in 2024. If you do not know what the halving is, basically, the miners, the people that find Bitcoin, they're rewarded for mining it. It's kind of a little complicated, but their rewards is going to get cut in half, and that's going to cause a supply shock, leading to an increase in the price of Bitcoin. So the next one is 2024. The creator of Bitcoin was smart enough to kind of align up Bitcoin with the presidential elections. So every 4 years we get a halving, every 4 years we get a presidential election. So it's kind of ingenious that he would do that, or that they would do that, but that's how Bitcoin rolls. But yeah, expect the next price in the next presidential election to be anywhere, I would say maybe 50 to 100,000, maybe a lot higher. I could be wrong, but that's just to be expected. The price is going to be insane the next presidential election and the next halving. Let's take a look at our next story. It says Ripple price analysis. XRP struggles to remain above 24 cents as Bitcoin dominates XRP/USD. Buyers continue to defend October lows. Key support levels is 23 cents, 22 cents, and key resistance levels is 24 cents, 25 cents, and 26 cents. It says XRP fell beneath this symmetrical triangle pattern at the end of October and headed towards the 100-day EMA. It found support at the 200-day EMA, but fell below it yesterday, despite XRP remained supported at 22 cents. A break beneath this level is likely to send XRP on a downward spiral towards 20 cents. On the other side, the coin would need to break resistance at 26 cents to be able to turn bullish. I have XRP, and I'm going to be quite honest. I might do something risky and I might buy some more, but then again, I'm kind of not liking the performance right now. But as an investor, when you get these opportunities, sometimes you have to jump on it. But my concerns is that it's just the coin is not performing well. It's really doing bad, but I might just buy some more. And I think during the next bull run, I think I'm going to dump 90% of it. If we go up to $1, $2, and maybe even $3, if it goes back to its previous all-time high, I definitely think I'll dump at least 50% of it. I have no intentions whatsoever to hold on to a coin that's just not performing well. Its use case is as a decent use case, but I mean, with the price of Bitcoin probably going to go bananas, I'm probably looking to take some profits from this particular coin and dump it into Bitcoin. But yeah, that's kind of like my strategy for most of my alts. I'm going to take at least my initial investment out. I'm going to take profits. I'm not going to just sit and hold on these other altcoins as if it were Bitcoin. I'm going to definitely hold on to my Bitcoin for at least past the 2032 halving. I'm going to spend some. I'm not going to even spend all of it. I'll spend whatever the price is and whatever I'm able to buy with it. I'm going to just buy. I'm going to be conservative with my purchases. But anyway, yeah, I might buy some more XRP, but this for me is a hold until the next bullish cycle, which we're in now, but it's just not performing well. So I'm probably going to sell half of my XRP. That's my strategy at least. So if it reaches its previous all-time high, I'm taking profit. I'm selling at least half. Let's take a look at our next story. SEC changes rules making fundraising easier for crypto firms. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has amended some exemption rules, making it easier for crypto companies to raise funds. The rule changes raise fundraising limits for Regulation crowdfunding, Regulation A, and Regulation D's Rule 504 offerings. It says the SEC announced Monday that has amended some rules pertaining to several exemptions. Among other changes, the regulator has increased the offering limits for Regulation A, Regulation crowdfunding, and Rule 504 offerings, and has revised certain individual investment limits. The announcement states the amendments will be effective 60 days after publication in the Federal Registrar. We are increasing the maximum permitted offering amounts for certain exemptions, explained SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce, also known as Crypto Mom, I hate that name, by raising the offering limit under Tier 2 of Regulation A from 50 million to 75 million, and the Regulation crowdfunding offering limit from 1.7 million to 5 million. We seek to reduce the cost relative to the amount raised under these exemptions. Regulation A is an exemption from public offering registrar. It has two offering tiers. Tier 1 is for offerings up to 20 million in a 12-month period. Currently, Tier 2 is for offering up to 50 million in a 12-month period. Regulation crowdfunding allows eligible companies to offer and sell securities through crowdfunding. As for the third exemption, Commissioner Pierce described by increasing the Rule 504 offering limit from 5 million to 10 million, we seek to encourage more issuers to use this underutilized exemption to conduct regulation multi-state offerings and to make use of state-coordinated review programs. It says currently, Rule 504 Regulation D provides eligible companies with registration exemption when they offer and sell up to 5 million of their securities in any 12-month period. Pierce remarked, we are adopting targeted improvements to a regulatory scheme that unnecessarily hinders capital formation and unduly restricts investor opportunities to participate in economic growth. And yes, that is, I guess, somewhat of good news in the crypto space. I know a lot of crypto firms are having issues with their whole ICO thing, so we'll probably see a new ICO craze potentially and more money being funded for new projects in the future. I'm not necessarily surprised because we just had that story just the other day that the Trump administration was afraid that the US was falling behind compared to China in terms of, you know, crypto regulation and all that other stuff. So I'm not really surprised the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission is starting to amend some of its previous rules. Not really surprised by that. But let's take a look at the next story, which is pretty interesting. It says Hong Kong's SFC plans to regulate local cryptocurrency exchanges. It says cryptocurrency trading platforms in Hong Kong will soon be subjected to full legal scrutiny as the nation's financial watchdog plans to release new regulatory framework. The Hong Kong Securities and Futures Commission announced that it plans to regulate all cryptocurrency exchanges in the country. Reuters reported Tuesday Hong Kong has struggled in the past with unclear rules for crypto exchanges. After a first failed attempt in 2018, the country published an opt-in framework for crypto platforms that offer trading services in the region last year. However, the regulation was limited to exchanges that traded assets officially classified as securities or offered their services to institutional investors. The report said only a few trading platforms applied for a license after the framework was published in November 2019, although exchanges that applied are yet to get a full license from the SFC. The regulator has agreed to issue a license to Crypto Exchanges OSL, the first company to apply for the license. It was believed that the framework was redundant since it did not apply to the majority of the exchanges that operate in the region, and neither did it provide clarity for local companies. However, there's a growing concern that some exchanges are operating completely off the regulatory radar. Since the regulation does not provide clarity, most exchanges simply leverage their existing regime's limitations by focusing on cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum instead of regulating or regulated security tokens. The watchdog now plans to propose a new framework with clearly defined rules for exchanges. The new regulation will require all crypto trading platforms in the country, as well as foreign exchanges targeting Hong Kong investors, to apply for an SFC license, whether they deal with the security tokens or not. But this is just more regulation in exchanges. They can't regulate Bitcoin or Ethereum, so coming down on exchanges makes sense. What I will say is those privacy coins, they may be in very, very big trouble. So if you hold Monero, I would say, I think Zcash is also a privacy coin. But if you hold any privacy coins, just be very, very careful, because I have a strange feeling they're probably going to take them off of those platforms. They're going to come down hard on them, and they're not going to offer them. You'll probably only be able to get Monero and other privacy coins through decentralized exchanges. So just keep that in mind. That's a very big possibility if you do hold them. I do hold some Monero, but I'm contemplating possibly selling some of the Monero depending on how high it goes. So I'm taking that into consideration as well. But yeah, that is really, really interesting news. But as we see, regulation is happening. Governments are trying to regulate the space more. So just be very mindful of that. Crypto is here to stay. So you have nothing to worry about if you have your money in Bitcoin or Ethereum. However, those other altcoins, I would be extremely careful. What I'm doing, I'm taking profits when we reach new crazy all-time highs. I'm taking some profits. I'm probably going to redistribute it into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and possibly buy some real estate. That's what I'm definitely trying to do. So make sure you have your exit strategy already well thought out and planned. And please, please, please do not get any Lamborghinis. Like, you need to think about building wealth and not acquiring liabilities. Let's take a look at the current cryptocurrency prices. Hopefully this doesn't take long to load, and it doesn't. Okay, right now Bitcoin is at $14,000 and $14,059.57. Ethereum is $402.61. Tether is $1. XRP is 24 cents per XRP. Bitcoin Cash is $239.21. Chainlink is $10.53. Binance Coin is $26.72. Polkadot is $4.10. Litecoin is $54.74. Cardano is 9 cents, which isn't bad. That is actually going to wrap it up for the top 10. If you like the video and you're listening on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Also hit that notification button. We're also on BitLink as well. I'm going to leave the link to that in the description below. Also, we are on LBRY and ODYSSEY. If you're listening on ODYSSEY, hit that fire button. Also, hit the repost button, if you will. Let's try to get this crypto news out as much as possible. That is going to wrap it up for the video. But before we go, I'm also on Float, and I'm on Instagram, and I am also on, I'm forgetting a platform. Yeah, I think that's all the platforms I'm on. But anyway, that's going to do it for this video, and I hope you enjoyed watching and listening, and I will see you guys and gals later.